Hey, what's going on everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Mystic Mayhem. Today we have some pretty interesting news to talk about. Yes, this is a bit of a news video about some stuff that's going to be happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a really big day on the game. We have a brand new character coming to town on a new banner. We have to talk about that, what I think about that. We also have a first look at the new character. Captain America is going to be the next character. I guess they're celebrating 4th of July in this way on Marvel Mystic Mayhem. We have a little bit of a look at his kit and his abilities and what he's going to do. We don't have the full look in game, but we can kind of tell based on the video footage about what he's going to do and his main role is. And I also want to talk about some of the updates that are going to be rolling out tomorrow, including a brand new boss battle that's going to replace the Nightmare Eye. Some things that I got a chance to play during beta, and I want to talk about that as well. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. Okay, so first of all, we have this little footage here of Captain America, and actually, for the purposes of this, I should probably turn down the volume of my game inside LD player so it's not conflicting with my YouTube. So I do want to play this. This is the footage here of Captain America. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't know what the sound's going to be like there. So we have Captain America rolling into battle here. That's his look here. You might have seen it on the thumbnail that I put out. So we do have Captain America, and he is a tank class character. No surprise, right? He's a protector. So you can see here, though, he does start with like a shield throw move, and he does taunt as well. Now, the one thing that I don't know is that what level is he in this footage? Because there are different passes at 21, 41, and 61. For example, Juggernaut can't taunt until he's level 61 with his charge up mechanic where he does the damage and he punches the ground, right? And so as far as this goes for Cap, is it just taunting based off the skill? And if that's the case, that's fine. Then that should be from level 1, right? So we have his shield throw. He's going around and he's hitting a bunch of characters. He missed this one on the far right. So it looks like as far as the range goes, it's probably some sort of circle, or maybe it's a cone in front of him. That I'm not too sure about. They're using him with Man-Thing and Moon Knight here as support. You can see his other skill down here in the bottom right. It's a 3-mana buff ability, and he does that, and he does attack up to all allies, or at least within that circle, right? And it does look like he also puts a little bit of barrier on himself. Looks like it's doing both of those things at the same time. So that's kind of interesting to note there. And you can see the 2 mana for the Cap shield throw over there. And then we go into his ultimate there. And what's interesting about this one is that he has a defensive and offensive version of this ultimate. So you can see you get to choose basically if you want an offensive buff or a defensive buff. I believe he chooses that. So you can see it switches to defensive stance and grants all allies a shield. Now, we didn't get to look at what the buffs are for offensive stance. I hope it's, I guess, like a damage buff, right? Something depending on where you're using him. So that would be really important. It looks pretty cool, though. It looks kind of flashy. You go there, and it's kind of blinding, actually. Damage reduction. There you can see that. And unfortunately, it does not do any damage. I wonder if the offensive version does like a shield slam that does damage, but the defensive version does not. It looks like it puts up a little bit of barrier, and there's going to be, maybe the damage reduction is the barrier, or is it barrier plus damage reduction? I'm not sure. So that's just what the kind of the footage that we have for Captain America that's going to be coming tomorrow. Now, he is in the game already because he is in the story mission. So if that's an indication of some things that we're going to get, you know, I think you can click on here and you can see the others. Chapter 5, After Armor, is going to be Captain America. Now, I don't think he's going to be someone that we're going to get for free, though I guess other than Scarlet Witch, we did actually get all of these other characters for free from the storyline because you are getting a free copy of Armor as well. But I think Captain America is going to be a legendary character. So we need to talk about this a little bit because as far as pulling for him goes, he's going to be from the Great Keys. Oh, it was kind of blinding. So I have 13 Great Keys, but I do have 3,570 Dream Gems. So that could get me like, what, another 20, almost 25 Great Keys. So that would put me at about 38 or so. But I don't know if I'm actually going to pull for him or not. And the reason behind that is to do with this 80, right? If you are not able to or willing to pull 80 Great Keys, what happens if you do all these pulls for Captain America and you don't get him, right? Because the rates are not great. It is 50% chance that it's going to be him, but the actual like percentage of getting a 3-star at all is like 2%. So it's not super great. I think it might, is that better than this? Is it 1%? No, they're all 2%. Okay. For the regular keys. So that's a 1 in 50 chance. Like, yeah, sure. You could pull 50 keys and you might get them. You could get in less, right? But you might not. And so that's the thing is I feel like if I'm going to go all into one of these special banners of the great keys, I might be wanting to at least have or be willing to pull out 80 keys, which is a lot, and that's kind of like spender territory, right? It's a lot of gems or a lot of key purchases. But, I just wouldn't want to go all into these banners and then be disappointed by not getting it, by not getting the character. And so at that point, I think I may not pull for this because I may wait for the next one, which I heard was going to be Fantastic Four related characters, and that might be something that I want a little bit more. Captain America, cool guy, but he's not really like my most famous. You're my most favorite, I meant to say, Marvel character, and so I don't know if I really need a tank character right now. And so from what I've seen, I'm not sure if there's anything super critical. But if he's one of your favorite characters, because that's how gotcha games go, right? So, pull for the characters that make you happy, that by getting these characters, if he's your favorite character, go for it, so that you can keep playing, right? Because that the engagement of the characters and the characters that you use, that's what's most important in this game. Because honestly, you can do a lot of the game's content with, a wide variety of different characters in the game. So it's really important that you use what makes you happy. Now, I do want to go into one of my other screens, my data mine screens. This is what I used to use for Marvel Strike Force, but I'm basically zooming into my Discord here. I want to talk about the news, which has come out, which is going to be starting tomorrow, right? There's going to be a scheduled maintenance at 4 a.m. UTC -7. Now, I don't know what that is. Is that UTC is like, isn't that like UK time? So -7, would this be like mountain time? I'm not even sure what this is. Is this Asian time? I have no idea. Anyway, sometime tomorrow, right? There's gonna be a maintenance without downtime. But the important stuff is that we are getting a new banner with Captain America, and alongside him is gonna be Lady Bullseye and Doppelganger, just like some of the other characters that are on the Iron Man banner, right? We have Sentry and what's his name, Falcon, right? And so what I'm most curious about when that ends is what are they going to do with Iron Man and what are they going to do with Sentry, because he's not in the standard Shadow Key banner. So I'm most interested to see about this. We also have a new PvP mode called Bifrost Brawl that's going to be coming starting tomorrow as well, and the new boss, a Dragon Armor. Now, this is something that was in the beta, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow about Dragon Armor because this is going to be more for AoE characters. So Nightfall with the eyes, or Nightmare, whatever it was called anyways, with the eyeball fight, that was more for single target damage. Now Dragon Armor is turning it on its head, that you're going to be using more AoE based damage because you're going to be fighting a lot of minion waves to get through this. It's a little bit more nuanced, but it's going to make you want to use those AoE characters. So do keep that in mind, that you do have some top end AoE DPS that's going to help you get through this. So for me, I'm going to be using Storm, I think Storm, Juggernaut, and I might still go with Dream Queen as my support character. So we're going to see how that ends up going for me. Now there's some additional stuff. There's going to be some more additional optimizations. Random artifact details will now be able to be previewed before obtaining. I guess that's going to be in the challenges. You can skip animation, so this is some quality of life stuff, right? Some quality of life stuff that's going on. Which should be pretty nice. You can pause if you want to read all of this stuff down below and some other adjustments down here. So I'm all for additional quality of life changes and making things a little bit easier. And so I just wanted to share some of this with you guys. And so I just want to jump back to the game for a little bit and fix my scene so I'm not so zoomed in. So again, basically you guys should prepare for this new Dragon Armor fight. You're going to want some degree of AoE. Right, so whether that's Storm, whether that's Moon Girl and Devil Dino, who is any it doesn't matter if it's physical or special AoE, but you do need AoE. I'm going to be using Juggernaut as my tank. That's going to do some AoE damage, and then I'm still going to maintain the same support character with Dream Queen, who's been my main support that I've been using. Thor also, which I picked up recently, a really great melee special damage AoE as well with attack speed and the chaining and all of that stuff. So make sure you have 3 characters prepared do Dragon Armor starting tomorrow, because that's going to be pretty big. Obviously, this stuff is really important, and getting in your Nightfall daily is quite important for your score, for the Midnight Store, your rankings, right? The leaderboards, and what you're going to get paid out for this with the Breaker's Fang and all of this stuff that's going to carry on over starting tomorrow, because this is done. I've done my last. I actually missed one day. I'm kind of pissed off about that. I forgot. I said this after a video that I was going to go back and do it, and then I forgot to do it. But anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I'm having an absolute blast on Marvel Mystic Mayhem, and I hope that you guys are 2. So that's going to be the end of this video, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.